Hello, check mic 1 2 1 2. We're on. All right. A toast to all black fathers who lived their lives in vain. A toast to all black mothers who shouldered this life in pain. A toast to the people. A toast to the people. Brian Jackson and Gil Scott-Heron.
Don't want no spare change or handout. I see that everywhere I go. Want you to reach right in your conscience, baby, and give me everything I'm owed. I'm talking about them reparations, reparations. Oh, honey, give me all my money. Reparations, reparations. Give me everything you owe. Reparations. Reparations for all them years of frustrations. This is the freaking Reparations Show.
Welcome to the Reparations Show. I'm your host, Jordan Bellow. What would you say to $12 million? And what's at the end of $12 million? These questions answered and more. But first, do you suffer from the edge? The edge? You know, that feeling like you're on the edge of a cliff and you can see everything down below and you want to see a bit more, but your feet, they're getting too close to falling and you keep sticking your head out further just to see all the tiny people down below until... Hello? Uh-oh. Sounds like a visitor. Let's check in, dear visitor. 1 second. Oh, it's the mail person. Well, hello, Cliffy. How are you? Yeah. Hello, Jordan. Well, how are you, Cliffy? I'm okay, Jordan. How about yourself? Well, are you in the middle of a show right now? Yes, indeed, Cliffy. I am. Oh, okay. Well, I can come back later. No, it's good. It's good you're here, Cliffy. I was just asking the viewer something, and I'd like to hear your thoughts. Oh, sure, Jordan. Well, do you suffer from the edge, Cliffy? What's that, Jordan? The edge. You know, the absolute mania of it all and the inevitable collapse ensuing. Yes. Often. Now, here's your mail, Jordan. It's a package. Might be a video of some sort. A video? From who? Well, I'll let you handle that as I gotta get going. I don't know if you heard, but apparently there's something going on with the mail right now. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy out there, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it is. You be careful now, Cliffy, and once you get home safe. Yeah, thanks, Jordan. All right. Bye-bye now. Well. It looks like we've got a package from someone, and I'm interested to see who it is. So let's check in. It looks like it's from my dear friend, Francis Busy. Now, Francis Busy is a self-help guru and also a phenomenal psychiatrist. And he's actually launching a new program. It's a series of motivational tapes made specifically for these special times. So I think we should tune in and watch. Now, let me just put this in the old VCR player. And this is called The Busybodies by Francis Busy. Let's watch.
Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well.
Every little cell of my body is well. Every little cell of my body is happy. Every little cell of my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well.
Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my
Oh, you didn't play the full thing. That's all right though. We still had a minute left of that video, but maybe we'll play it for later. But basically, well, how would I know that if I just received the package? Oh my goodness. Perhaps this was all scripted. Well, it's too late now. Anyways, what I was going to say is number one, what a strange video. But number two, that Francis Busy sure does look a lot like me, but I assure you, he's not. That would be impossible. We actually bonded over our uncanny similarities, but I digress. I look forward to watching this new program. So thank you, Francis, for sending this package. And I'm hoping it will help others during this time. I hear it'll be about 7 or 8 different tapes coming soon. So be on the lookout, dear viewer. So, why am I here? And why are you watching this show? Will it help you? These questions answered and more. But first, I was trying to decide what to say next. My segue into introducing the guest. Perhaps I, pretend to be another visitor, like the mail person, so I can have more imaginative conversations with myself. I would love nothing more than to do that for the rest of my life. But I don't think we have that amount of time. Yeah, we do. Oh, we do. All right. Well, new character coming at you. Let's see. You know what? Let's do Jordan's conscience. All right. This is actually going to be good. What's he doing out of the box? Hey, Jiminy. How are you today? Jiminy? Hello? Yeah, enough with the shit, Jordan. When are you going to get to the real stuff? The real stuff? What do you mean? I mean, are you going to talk about the decision they made in Louisville this week? Or the mail getting screwed? Or the Rona? Or theater's non-existent ass? You going to say anything over there of value? Or are you just going to avoid it all day and play in La La Land for an hour talking to your conscience? Yeah, I'm out of here, man. Why don't you call me when you grow up? Today's show is brought to you by the letter W, as in wisdom. The two guests here this evening have just that. They have wisdom. They're wise as they seem to see most situations with a bird's eye view. They're people I look up to as they are people who inspire me when I witness their wisdom, which is often. They're people who simply know who they are, and I wish I was half as wise as them. So our first guest is Story Ayers. She is an actress, director, producer, originally from Washington, D.C. She's an original cast member and producer of Dominic Morizal's Blood at the Root. And this past year, she played Regina on the TBS hit series The Last OG, starring Tiffany Haddish. And as a director, she's directed all over the country, as well as directing the world premiere of August Wilson's one-man show, How I Learned What I Learned, starring Ruben Santiago Hudson. And she's currently the artistic directing fellow for Cleveland Playhouse's 2020-2021 season. She co-wrote, produced, and starred in a new series titled The Next Right Thing. And we're going to play for you the pilot in its entirety right now. Because again, I respect you, dear viewer. So once again, this is Story Ayers, and after, we're going to have a little bit of a chat. Let's watch The Next Right Thing.
Okay, so date 5 kind of feels like prom. Oh, there's this expectation of sex, but I just want to go to prom. It's not about what we do, it's about what we don't do.
Doo-doo and prom.
I gotta have a plan.
Yes, which is why I didn't shave anything.
Ew.
And I'm only having 2 glasses of wine.
1.
3.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. We can do this.
We can do this.
Sex.
No sex.
No sex.
No sex.
No sex.
No sex.
No
sex.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Oh, no, wait. Who are you going out again with?
Coffee shop guy.
Okay, so like stranger?
Okay, so like no, we're both reading roomy right now, so I wouldn't say a stranger.
Oh, that's a stranger. Claire, that's a stranger.
Have fun at prom.
Okay, great. Okay. I can do this. No sex.
Is that a moan?
It was a
Why don't we get in?
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, maybe we should just.
No, it's my phone. I just gotta adjust my phone.
Oh.
Shit.
What?
I just caught a little cramp.
Oh, God. Okay, well, let's just stop.
I'm good.
You okay. Okay.
What's this?
What?
Your stomach.
Excuse me?
No. I mean, these mad thick panties.
They're called Spanx. It's underwear. You've never seen.
I don't know how to.
Get in? That's because you don't. God, they're like control top pantyhose.
Like my mom's used to wear.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Same thing, but like times 10.
Why don't you just wear those?
Because I need a little extra help. Damn. What you want me to say?
I'm sorry. I love your body. I think you're sexy. I love big girls.
Wow.
I mean,
Oh.
I think all women's bodies are beautiful.
No, okay, no. So let me explain something. Don't do that. Don't try to validate. So I know my body is beautiful. I love my body too. And I didn't say I didn't, and I didn't ask you to validate it. Yes, I wear Spanx when I want to smooth everything out with a dress or a skirt or whatever. But like all women wear Spanx. All women, all sizes. So it's our secret weapon.
Cool.
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 You got another question?
Do big guys wear Spanx?
Why? You want some?
You saying I'm big?
Well, I would hope so.
You want to hope?
Oh,
I don't need you to validate my body. Very proud of what I've got.
Okay.
And I got a lot to be proud of.
Shut up.
There's that smile.
Okay. Okay. Date 5 kind of feels like prom.
Like what?
Okay. Can we just keep it PG-13?
Of course, sure.
I mean, we can still do this. I just don't want to. Thank you.
That moan, though.
Please stop narrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hello.
how'd you sleep?
Well, and you?
Oh my Jesus.
What?
Your feet are so cold and tiny.
Oh, sorry.
They're like little doll's feet.
What?
This is a whole new level of aftercare.
Aftercare?
Aftercare. Are you hungry? Do you need a glass of water?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a towel?
Ew. God. Okay. I get it. Okay, what's yours? What?
I like little tickles.
Little tickles?
Yeah. Like light, little, with your nails.
Like this?
Yep. Okay. What do you want?
Oh, this is good with the feet. Thank you.
Great.
Ooh, tequila and cheese.
We ended up not having cheese. Remember, I'm vegan.
Yes. And Jewish.
Mazel tov.
Must not have brushed last night.
No, you brushed. Remember, you wanted to wear your retainer?
Oh, God.
You were walking around offering me cookies and hot toddies.
Okay. Okay, look. Just because we had sex last night does not mean we're going to today.
Oh, what? You remember my name, right?
Yes. Carl.
Okay. We did not have sex.
We didn't.
No. I gotta pee.
Okay. Exactly.
I really dug what you were saying last night about rebirth and the generations of women in your family. I still want to hear more about that.
I'm so sorry, Carl. I forgot. I actually have this brunch thing this morning.
Brunch?
Yeah, it's this. I planned it a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I get it. Leave me wanting more.
Jesus.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
You?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have a really good brunch.
Wow. Wow. Unbelievable.
It is so not what you think.
No, I knew it.
Don't, let's
when
just go
you
eat.
sent me that
No,
text
let's
message,
go eat.
I knew it.
This is not.
I knew it.
I actually don't know what that was.
Keep it on. I want to hear it. Believe you.
It's not even like that.
I knew it.
See,
When
no.
you texted me
Let's
last
just
night.
go eat.
What was that? I don't know.
I had more than 3 glasses of wine.
Shut up. Really? That was.
That story airs. Let's bring her out. Story.
Hi, Jordan.
I knew it. I knew it. Ah, and then laughing. Done that all the time. All the time. Story number one, I want to say again, I'm going to preface it to the audience without revealing too much. I was supposed to be awake for a Zoom call at 9:30 a.m. yesterday morning. I told Story I would be there. And what happened, Story?
You didn't show. But I had a backup plan because I had a feeling that,
I wasn't going to show.
Depend on you.
I'm sorry. I ain't shit. I know. I'm sorry, Story. But how are you? How are you this evening? You look great, Story. And I see CPH in the background.
CPH in the background. I'm here in Cleveland, working at Cleveland Playhouse for the season. Yes.
Okay, and I forgot to say in my other this is the second thing. So I ain't shit. And number 2, Story, what did I screw up in the intro right here? She just texted to me right now, ladies and gentlemen. Dear viewers, hear it from Story.
I just want to just make clear that I assistant directed August Wilson's one-man show.
She said I said directed. I thought I said assistant. I pulled this bio from the internet.
Maybe you said it. I didn't hear it, and I panicked a little.
We're gonna have the playback. We're gonna have the recording later, and I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
If for no other reason than to see it. I'm sure you're right though.
It's been confirmed. You didn't say assistant. You didn't say assistant. Thank you. You said directed. Thank you, Kevin.
Who could Kevin? I thought it might have been. I thought it might have been Miss Ann. Never mind. All right. So, anyways, Story.
Exactly, because then it's gonna make people think I did this like huge thing, and I was only the assistant, which was huge. It was still something.
It's still very but I tended to screw up. So anyway, Story. I'm sorry, but what I didn't preface to the audience in that bio before screwing up Ruben Santiago Hudson, one of those shows that Story did regionally was at Indiana Repertory Theater in Syracuse Stage called A Raisin in the Sun, and that's how actually we met. Is that I was George Murchison and she was Benitha Younger. And
you want to talk a little bit about our process working together? Did you want to go into that, or
that's not one of the questions I wrote down? But we can do that. We can do that if you want. The process. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Which
I don't
day?
know how transparent you want to be about your George Murchison and your process. If you wanted to develop that character and his relationship with Benitha. I just didn't know if you wanted to share a little bit of your process with the viewing audience. That's all.
I think what Story wants to hear, or what Story wants me to tell, is there was a specific rehearsal, and we're not going to get into the play. If you don't know the play, then you should read the play. But the play, there was a rehearsal. There's a scene at the beginning of Act 2 where George Murchison, my character, he's been going on dates with Benitha for a while, and he would like to take it to the next level. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is also prefacing all of the safety that you probably should do for scenes. I approached Story the day before and I said, Story, I had an idea and I'm thinking, should I tell you? She said, like Ratatouille, the chef in Ratatouille. She said, surprise me. I said, all right.
Let's just be clear. Let's also be clear that when an actor says they have an idea, that there's a certain set of ideas that you are not expecting to be surprised with.
But so I did say, can I tell you? Surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day this is the dress rehearsal for the right before we were about to move into the theater, actually. Mm-hmm. So the idea that I had, actually, why don't you tell it? You take over now. I've said the first part.
It was an
invited dress for all the designers.
Yeah, it was a designer run. So all of the designers came into the rehearsal to watch a run of the show. We're at the top of Act 2, where George Murchison and Benitha are coming home from a night out after having a good date. A good date. I would agree. It was a good date. And like Jordan said, he had an idea because he had the feeling that George wanted to take things to the next level. And so he decided in the middle of the scene, unbeknownst to me, to take Benitha's hand, which is my hand, and place it on his private parts.
No. Now, here's the thing prefaced beforehand. What I was already doing was I was putting a hand on her leg. I forgot to say this, but I was putting a hand on her leg, and then she would be like, no, and then put my hand back on my lap.
Leg, right.
That was the moment. And then I was like, the idea though, the idea, I did not move my hand up as she wanted to say after, but I took, so she had her hand on my hand, moves it back on my lap, then I moved it out, and then I took her hand and then I placed it right back on my lap, like, why don't you stay there? And she had the look in her eye like, are you kidding me?
you did not place. Where did you place my hand, Jordan?
It did not, you did not touch anything, and it was not higher on the leg. I think the feeling of the moment was, how could you even do that? And I think
I most certainly did, and I'm still waiting for an apology. That's all I want to say.
I guess I said I warned you. I kept saying I warned you. Anyways,
you stand by what you did. You stand by it. Standing by it. One day I'll get my public apology, the apology that I deserve for being sexually harassed in rehearsal.
And since then though, I kept saying, I said I told her before, and this is exactly what's happening in today's society. It's exactly what's happening. Anyways, again, I ain't shit, but I am the host today. And guys, I do want to talk about the show, your show, real quick. So, why did you make the series? Like, what was the inspiration? Like, what do you and really though, what do you want to do with it after? I guess it's a twofold one. I don't know. I separated those questions.
Yeah. You know, I full transparency. Me and my co-creator, Kenzie Ross. Shout out to Kenzie.
Kenzie.
Yeah, she's in Scotland right now.
Whoa. Okay.
I think she is. If she's not there now, she's headed there.
Okay.
But we did not set out to create a digital series. That wasn't the intention. We set out to create some footage for her reel and to help me get a new agent. And so I was meeting with agents, and they wanted to see something. And so, but I didn't have anything, and I wasn't in a show at the time. And so I reached out to Kenzie, and I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? They want to see some work. And she's like, well, let's just shoot something. And so it was all her idea. She wrote that scene for me that you see in the pilot. She asked me, what's something that you're...
just that very first scene, or like all
the scene with me in the car?
In the car. That's okay. Yeah.
So she asked me, what's something that you want to do? And I was like, well, you know what one of my biggest fears is? Because I wear Spanx, I'm Team Spanx. And so one of my biggest fears, though, is being on a date or being out with a guy and him feeling my Spanx and asking me questions about it. And I was like, that I'm terrified of that happening. And so, and then from that, she wrote that scene for me. And so, that's really where the genesis started. And then we're like, let's write a scene for you. And then the beginning, bookend scenes, and put it all together. That was an idea that came from our director, Deanna. She was like, these scenes are sort of connected. And so we did that. Yeah. And then we saw we had something. Right. And we were a little bit behind, behind the wagon. It was in front of us, what's that phrase? The horse before the wagon. Don't ask me. I'm gonna screw it up. I'm gonna say one thing super confidently, and then you're gonna find out. And so that's really the genesis of it. Deanna then took that 10-minute, which is now the pilot episode that you saw, and started to submit it to festivals.
Yeah.
We got into a whole bunch of festivals, and I was like, is this normal?
And I remember 2017, 2018 is when y'all were doing that. I remember you were telling me about it almost every day. We were like, next right thing. And then that's when you were like, and I think you should be a guest star on it. That never happened. Why did that not happen?
Well, we are trying to get a development deal. So
it's not a funny story. I'm being serious.
I know you are. We got a distribution deal with a space for creators. And so you can stream the episode on a spaceforcreators.com.
Oh, that's cool.
So we are trying to get the development deal so that we can finish shooting the rest of the first season. Okay. There is a role for you on the season. It's actually, I never told you this because I never wanted to say anything that, I can't, put your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean? So I want the money to be able able to be like, Jordan, guess what? I got the money, and we have actually like made you.
I have something for
I
you.
actually have something for you because, and I'll go ahead and say it. I'm sure Kenzie won't mind, but we actually made you the third friend of this trio. So we've made, I know, right? So it's these two, the show was
I'm down.
It's two best friends, but as we built out the rest of the season, after that night, we hung out in the bar, me and Kenzie, for my birthday.
Okay.
That's when we left, and we was like, we need him. This is a trio. We think it's a trio, and we've got a recurring role for you all throughout the season. It's pretty epic. Like, it's pretty epic.
I'm totally down. Did not know. She knew I was going to ask that question before, but she actually didn't tell me that now. But
no, I've never told
story.
You that.
Down whenever, whatever. I don't care if it's no money, any money. I'm gonna do whatever you're gonna do. Seriously, I will always do whatever you're gonna do. Hands down. We're
gonna do it. We've got a great thing going, the three of us, and I think you'd be a great addition to the show in that capacity. So.
I think y'all too, because then I'm trying to think too. This was 2019. What was the festival that we were at in Brooklyn? This is 2019. This is like right before
Bushwick.
Yeah, wasn't it Bushwick? That was the last time I saw it. I remember I saw it once when you first premiered it, and then y'all did it again. And that was one with, I'm forgetting. There was some fun. There was the movie, the God movie or something, the Angel movie that was like.
Yes.
I can't remember what happened, but I like that one. And then I remember, y'all's killed. Y'all's were getting laughed.
I remember that one too. Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Also, so CPH though, a little bit about that. I just want to hear a little bit about that because you just started in August. So what's been happening? What is the day to day? What have you been doing? What is like the next thing that y'all are planning right now?
Yeah, so I'm here at Cleveland Playhouse. I'm the artistic directing fellow. I'm here just for the season, and my primary responsibility is programming and directing the virtual season. So we're all in line for the whole season, all the way up until June. Nothing
like everybody, yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and we're doing this thing called Theater Thursday every third Thursday of every month at 7 p.m.
which you are co-hosting.
I co-host the show it's sort of a platform like this, but it's theater, it's like performance, conversation, and audience engagement. So we try to hit all three of those components, have partnering with different organizations, having different community leaders come in. And in October, that's the next one that we're working on. It's just before the election. So we're focusing on the history of voting barriers, suppression, the fragility of our democracy. So we've got an evening of 3 performances. We move through time. We start with The Agitators by Matt Smart. Do you know that one?
I do not. Okay.
We've got a scene from The Agitators.
By Matt Smart, you said?
By Matt Smart.
Okay.
It is about Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony, their relationship. Okay. They were really good friends.
I have heard of them.
Yeah, you've heard of them. Okay. Well, they were good friends. Then they sort of became adversaries about how to secure the vote, how to go about getting the vote for everybody else who wasn't a white male. And so they differed greatly on how to go about that. And so we start with a scene from The Agitators, and then we bring in guests, community leaders, activists, and have a conversation around voting and around that piece of art. So we're using the art as sort of as a springboard for conversation.
Yeah.
Then we move through time and hit the 60s, and we do a snippet from Thurgood Marshall's one-man show.
That one, yes, I've heard of that one.
And we look at Thurgood Marshall's contribution to the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
Okay.
Then we fast forward to the present day, where I'll be directing a commission piece by Loy A. Webb. Do you know Loy?
I have heard of his plays. I've not read any of them, and I don't know him, but I've heard of his plays.
Yeah, Loy, she is from Chicago.
Oh my goodness! I thought you said Lloyd.
Loy A. Webb. She's from Chicago. She wrote The Light. It was at MCC last season. She wrote The Light.
I know of her. I know I've heard of her name. I'm sorry.
No worries.
So I ain't shit. Again, that's actually the theme.
But she's writing a piece set today, present day. And so
Okay.
we're going to show these 3 pieces. We're going to have conversation around these pieces. We're going to open up the floor for audiences to engage with the guests and the artists and have conversation.
And that's in the spring?
That's October. So we
That's
do
in October. Oh,
every month, every
Oh.
third Thursday, all season long.
but all 3 of these will be just in that one night.
Yeah, and so it's
Oh, cool.
so it's like
cool.
10, 15-minute snippets as opposed to the whole like
Yeah.
on Zoom. I'm not a big fan of that. So we're
Yeah.
gonna sample and talk.
Nice.
Mhm.
Brings me to my next question. Again, you promised me that I would be in one of those readings. Why has that not happened?
Okay, so
I am kidding for either. I'm being slightly serious, but mostly I am kidding. I am kidding.
I've got every third Thursday all the way till June. Give me some time.
I just got in there.
I just got there.
I love you, Story. I love Story's energy. The reason I brought her on here again, I don't know if you watched the wisdom thing. I think she was only mad at me because I introed her wrong. So I hope she heard the wisdom part. But I love Story because Story, there's been a lot of people who, when I've been hanging out with her, they will always tell you at one night, they'll be like, at one point in the night, they'll be like, Story, man, you're gonna be running something. You're gonna be like heading to theater. And you're always like, but I'm like, it actually is true. It's completely true. I don't know what you will be running, but it's going to be something because there's always that thing. Like, I just want to, you started the group text for Indiana when we were all, who's going to take the rental car? And you were like, I'm going to do the text. I don't like chaos. I don't want to hear about.
I staged managed that, which was totally
You slightly did.
To just start assigning people to cars and assigning people what times their car is going to be leaving and who's driving which car.
And this is the last story that I will let you go because Kevin was right. We went longer than I thought, but I am gonna say. So Story, this other story that I love about Story is that, so for this group message, Story would always inform us about who's driving the rental car, where it was always the game plan. And so it was a co-production. We did A Raisin on the Sun at Indiana Repertory Theater and Syracuse Stage. And so when we got to Syracuse Stage, there was a week off in between, and Story got there the first of the cast. So she sent a text to all of the castmates. She was like, hey, so I've done a little look around the town. This person, you can go see the mall. This person, there's a workout gym, 2 miles away, or it's in the hotel. This person, there's, this thing. Jordan, the liquor store is just around the corner. And I felt called out because the reason she said this and never let it go is because Indiana had a terrible law that on Sundays, they didn't sell alcohol. So on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, it was a weekday. Wasn't it?
A weekday. Let's be clear.
It wasn't close to Sunday. It was a weekday.
We had a great time in Indiana. Okay. We had a great time.
We had a great time.
And we would, as a cast, there was a few of us that would hang out often. We would make a trip to the liquor store. Everyone would get their, drink of choice. And then I thought that was the only trip that we were taking until we went again the following week. And then on some random Tuesday or Wednesday, I happened to be coming back to the hotel from the grocery store, and I see Jordan walking across the parking lot with a big bottle of Tito's vodka in his hand. Now, he had just brought a bottle of liquor.
Walking like this. I can't do it justice, but it was just bobbing.
Just bobbing
on a mission
through the snow with a big bottle of Tito's.
And she was like, the next day, or whenever we saw each other next, she was like, what were you doing? I was like, I was getting prepared. I wanted to be prepared for the weekend. She's like, you have a problem.
Because you just brought a bottle. You had just brought a bottle.
Story, I love you. I thank you for being here. And I will see you and talk to you soon. And the next time you do need a reader, please. I know I ain't shit. I'm going to be awake for it. I'm sorry. I am really sorry. And I will be there next time.
Next Tuesday morning.
Okay, I'll be there.
I'll send you the sides.
Okay, I'll be there.
Thank you.
All right, Story. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody at the Reparations show for having me. Great job, Jordan. You're killing it. I love you.
Love you too, Story. Bye.
Bye.
All righty. Well, that was Story Airs. Just lovely, was it not, dear viewers? Now, before we get on to our next guest, my tech informed me that we are able to play the rest of Francis Busy's video. Now, I know normally you would need the full, I can't think of the word, but you know what I mean. You just need the actual full video, but we don't need to because you just saw it. And you can look up the link as well. It's called Busybodies. It won't show up, but you just got to kind of look. There'll be more videos. And Francis will tell you more about it. But let's watch the rest of the Busybodies.
Is happy, every little cell in my
We had some fun in that video, didn't we? But being in quarantine is really no joke. Therefore, we at the Busybodies have come up with oodles of activities that you can do around your house, just like the ones you've seen in the video. So call the number on this screen and we will send over a personal person. That's right. Either myself or the other gentleman you saw in the video. And we will give you hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of fun. I think it's time for a snow cone.
Midnight were the stars and you. Midnight and a rendezvous. Your eyes held a message tender, saying I surrender all my love to you.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, but we'll have to see the rest. Anyways, our next guest is Christian Henley. Now, Henley is a graduate of Morehouse College and USC's MFA acting program. And he is an actor, writer, and producer in Los Angeles. He was recently seen at Sundance last year in the short It's Not About Jimmy Keene, and he played Jimmy Keene. And he was also featured in ABC Discover's LA Talent Showcase. He's performed in theaters across the country, and he's currently producing and working on a project called AWOL, which is why he's here tonight to tell us more about it. So, without further ado, Henley! There he is. He's in.
Hello.
Boom.
I'm here. I'm at the
Henley,
show.
how are you, sir?
How am I? I gotta tell you.
Yeah, tell me.
First of all.
Yeah, tell me.
First and foremost. You're doing a terrible job.
I know.
You took a terrible job.
I was thinking about it, and it's not good.
Details wrong. You're assaulting women. They're bringing it up. They're bringing it up. You haven't apologized. You didn't apologize. I gotta tell you right now. She told you plain and clear. She said, "I'm gonna get that apology with her now."
I was waiting for that apology, and I still didn't do it.
Still didn't do it, and she said she's gonna make it public. And I'm telling you, you better do it now before you're a thing. You better do it now before it's a thing.
I'll say the same thing I already said. I said it before. I said I have something for you.
Yeah, well,
would you like to see it?
Well, that's not what you need to be saying. That's the problem. You can't just run up on women.
That doesn't sound good.
You can't do that. You gotta stop. You gotta. There's no check and balance.
Just stop.
There's no check and balance with you. This thing and this thing. You're letting it out. You can't do that. You gotta apologize now before it gets out of hand.
Is that and I heard it when we were in the backstage. Is that a what's going on? Smoke detector. Is smoke going on? What's happening in there?
Okay, there's no smoke. There's no smoke, but the smoke detector. I'm sorry. I can show you. I busted this thing.
You don't have to show me. I can hear it.
Change the battery. I took the battery out. I took the battery out. This thing is still beeping. It's off the wall. It is literally off the wall. Battery out. Thing's still beeping.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, no.
I can't get rid of it. It's in my life.
Who do you call? You call you.
And I'm the building manager. And I can't solve the problem.
Henley!
What?
Alarm is broken.
The alarm? I can't do that.
Well, I already changed the battery. I know.
Exactly. I've taken it out. I've taken it off the wall.
It's all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. You're right. You know what? Here it comes.
What? The beep?
No, I'm sorry. I am sorry, Story.
No, she's gone.
I know.
You can't see. This is the problem, man. Jordan, you gotta do it in the moment.
In the moment.
You gotta. Otherwise,
what the hell was that?
What the fuck? No. Now she's gonna wait when she's accepting her Oscar, and you're like in the audience, and she's gonna be like, "Well, I'm glad I'm here. I tell you what, I made it through some hard times. Did a play years ago.
Years ago.
Years ago. That man right there. And the camera's gonna zoom onto you, like he forcibly put his hand, my hand onto his, and I gave him opportunities to apologize. And you know what he told me? I told you what I was gonna do. He never.
I told you.
He never took responsibility for it. I'm watching you not taking responsibility for it.
Henley.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right though. That is the problem.
That's the problem.
And that's what we're gonna get to. But before we get to that, let's get to AWOL. Let's talk a little bit about AWOL.
Okay.
Because there's more discretions about myself that you're gonna tell the audience.
Okay, it's okay.
But let's talk about AWOL real quick. That's why you're here. Tell me about it, man. Because you told me about it, I think a year ago, and or maybe a little bit longer than that. But it was whenever you quit the job. Maybe it was more than a year ago. It was like 2 years ago. So take me through it. Tell me about it.
All right, cool, man. Thanks. Okay, so look, AWOL is it's based on real experience. I took a job at a non-public school about 2 years ago in Los Angeles County. Now, and here we are. Pull up the slide, please.
Slide, please.
Put up the PowerPoint, please. There it is over there. And there it is. Anyways, yeah.
A note to our dear viewers: Christian Henley has always wanted to say that for really his entire life, and so I mean, I think one of the only reasons he came on the show was to do that. Let's go on.
And that's, to be honest, it's the only reason why I made the PowerPoint.
I don't think you've ever made a PowerPoint in your life.
First one, and I didn't even do this. I paid someone.
And I didn't even do it.
I paid someone. Anyways, so I took a job about 2 years ago at a non-public school here in Los Angeles County. Because a lifelong thing of mine is that I wanted to teach at some point in my life, not forever, but at some point. And I had a family friend work at this school, and he was like, "I can get you a job ASAP at the school." So I was like, "Cool, let's do it." He didn't tell me what kind of school it was. He just said a school. And then he tried to give me some hints, like, all right, this is a little bit of a trouble, a little bit of a challenging population. I said, cool, I'm equipped. Anyways, I got to the job, and again, it's a non-public school, but not a private school. It's in between private and public, in it that it's like publicly funded, but then privately operated, not kind of somewhat closest to a charter school. However, because of the population it deals with, it's a little bit different. It's for socially and emotionally challenged students, socially, emotionally, and physically. And what does socially challenged mean? Just meaning you're kind of disenfranchised. You kind of come from low socioeconomic status, stuff of that nature. Things that would not give you the tools needed to properly function or challenge you to properly function in society, and particularly in the classroom. So anyways, very beautiful population, runs the spectrum. I did not know what I was getting myself into when I took the job. Now, when I was there, I was confronted with my humanity. How's this light, by the way? Can I just? No, it's muted. I'm sorry, I don't have good light. I'm sorry. Anyways, when I was at this school, I was confronted with my humanity in a way in which I was never before in my life, even though I thought I had been, because these kids have such their level, the depth of their particular humanities and the varying experiences and how they can cross the aisle with someone who really has no facility of language and the other person who has no facility with their body, how those people are able to connect, talk to, learn from, challenge, and you as an outsider having to try to facilitate that communication was something that opened my own humanity up in ways I had never, ever thought possible, and never really had been challenged to do so for myself. So
you found it through a friend, right? Because I remember when I came out, I visited. It was when I was doing Raising with Story in 2018. I want to say that's when I met you at I met you in Middle LA. We went to, I want to say Chick-fil-A. I forget where we went, and then you were just coming from the school.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I did find it through. I was saying I found it through a family friend because I was just looking for a job in teaching, and he's like, I can hook you up here because this place needs people, 100%.
Yeah,
these schools they just, hey, you're looking for work here, and then.
Which, by the way, dear viewers, we don't endorse Chick-fil-A. I only eat there because of the gluten-free buns. I'll be honest with you, but I understand if you don't like that place, you don't like that place. But just a disclaimer. You always got to. It's what you're saying. I should have said something to Story. Anyways, go on. So
the problem, Jordan, is that you can apologize to me. You can apologize to Chick-fil-A and the viewers, but not Story. But Story's the one you committed the affront against. You have to apologize to Story. Anyways. So yeah, I mean, and again, wrapping this up, I thought that there was a story here, one, because of the world, but two, I have my own particular hangups with my family and my history that somehow lived in the walls of this school. And only by going through this school was I able to repair whatever damage was made between me and my own family. And then because of that, I was like, well, and nobody knows that places like this exist. Not many people.
No, because when you were telling me about it that year, the rest of that year, I'm trying to remember the specific story you told me, but it was about one of the dudes, the people you reported to, who was like, it just didn't seem like he was actually listening. Whoever the person was, there was just, I remember there were certain times where you call it was like, I just don't know if I'm the last here.
Administration, so the layers of it, the administration is, I'm not gonna say intentionally, but they are particularly throwing these kids figuratively away in a trash can, is what I call it. Because I would go there when I was shadowing, or I was supposed to be helping one student in particular. So I took it to the administration, like, hey, this kid has severe challenges in this, and that, and these are methods in which we could try to help. And I was truly met with, oh no, you don't need to help this kid. He's never gonna do any. You don't need to help this kid. Not gonna do anything with his life. In fact, stop.
Why don't you just give up on it now?
Expecting him, yeah, exactly. He'll just work if he wants a job ever in his life. He'll just work here. So it was like, whoa, what are we here for? And then so anyways, all that's in the script or whatever. But we can any more questions or whatever, we can run through this thing or whatever. But yeah, that's the gist. That's the idea. This is why
and again, because I read over it before too. So like the role you're playing is yourself. Like you.
So the role I'm playing is myself, a version of myself in this. Me and about 7 other people who actually work at this school and who have worked.
And they're all Well, sorry, I saw a few of them are students, but then most of them are counselors. No.
So I'm talking about the creators of the show, the people that came together to make it. And it's not just me; it's me and 7 other people, and all the 7 other people are actually educators, licensed clinicians, behavior specialists, teachers assistants, all types of capacities at this school and in education at large. And so we all came together to create this show. But yes, it is through a version of my experience in this thing.
And again, which brings me to my next point. What I asked Story, you had promised me a role in one of your shows. Why has that not happened yet?
Okay. So this is the thing. By the way,
and I'm being completely serious here. There's nothing.
No, listen. You got to understand, Jordan. There's no way that I can do something and you not be able. There's another project that I'm working on that whatever. It's
No, I want to be in this one.
yeah, you're not gonna be in this one. You're not gonna be in this
Why?
one. But this other why? It's not for you, dude. It's not for you. This one's not.
Let me tell you, kid. It's just I don't know. It's not your thing.
It's not your thing.
And we've been looking at you. We've been seeing, and it's just
this other thing that I got, bro. I'm trying to tell you, you are the guy. You're the guy for it.
no. There's the other one. I remember you writing a few years back. It was. I'll never forget this because you told me this. Oh no, should I reveal this on live on viewers? I'll never forget this hack. There was something you said you were going to write into a script where you were like, look, if you ever lose your charger for an iPhone, you go into a hotel and you tell them, oh my goodness, I left the charger in my room. I was at 4D. Can I have my charger? iPhone. And they open a drawer and there's tons of chargers.
A life hack. Hashtag life hack. You ever?
Okay, so we could say that one. Yeah, let's spread that one.
You ever lost a charger, or if your phone's ever dead,
go to a hotel.
If your phone's ever dead and you're out and you're not home or not whatever, you can always go into a hotel and say, hey, I was staying here. You lie. Hey,
even post Rona, I think they're gonna have those.
Doesn't matter.
They're gonna have those and just wipe it off.
I left my I lost my charger here. Do you have any? They will every time. I do this all the time. They will forever, ever, ever have an extra charger in this drawer, and they'll be like, "This one's yours."
Oh, the iPhone 7.
The iPhone, yes, that one.
7?
We did find that one 3 years ago, but we found it, and it's yours.
So you said, and I remember you said, and I'm going to put that in the scene. That's going to be don't steal that.
Be somewhere. I mean, that's in the lexicon, and that's going to come out somewhere. But
okay, you're talking about You're talking about.
Let it out. So maybe I'll scrap it. Because you've just told everybody, so thank you. I don't tell you things for a reason, but
that's from both Story and Christian. They were on the show. They I think they at least tolerate me, but the thing is, they really don't tell me much because if they tell me something, I'm going to tell more people.
Yes, you will. Yeah, because again, there's no checks and balance, no filter. It's just really this is taking control. This, which is, I think, is why you're named appropriately, Bellow.
Bellow, Henley,
Bellow, Bellow.
So I was gonna ask too, and I know it's too. I don't want to get too serious, too deep, but really for kids, because I was a kid, man, for a while. They said that, in the text as well. I wanted to read that to you. They said, put it in front of you. Do you want to do that right now? Ladies and gentlemen, viewers, people gathering.
This is the
congregation
because I have a cord and the thing. It's not
that looks a little better. Yeah, do it in front. But gathering, our dear viewer, Henley was gonna do this in his car, which I would have. I was hoping for, but I knew we had to do the screen share. But that's what was gonna happen. But then we were in the house, and I think actually, because you did that lighting before we started, and I actually like that lighting. So let's.
You like it?
No, because. It's Are You Afraid of the Dark? Do you remember that Nickelodeon show?
I didn't have a child. I'm kidding. But I didn't watch it.
I remember you said you didn't. Yeah, you didn't have TV as a kid. I remember you told me that. Yeah, sorry.
I didn't. I don't think I ever said that I had a TV as a child. But I never watched this. I never said I didn't have a TV as a child. I had a fucking TV as a child. I'm sorry, I can't cuss on this. I had a TV as a child. I just didn't know. You're making things up.
You're getting all of this wrong. You're doing a horrible job.
You are a bad host. I mean, we could put that.
I don't know who asked you for this. Yeah,
really. I mean, and then you. By the way, can we stop here? What are you getting me next to someone so impressive like Story? What are you putting me up next to behind Story? She's fantastic. She's doing all types of things. I mean, what are you doing? You could at least puffed up my resume a little bit.
And that was the thing. I'm doing her resume, and I was like, what do I have for Christian? Jesus.
Yeah, and then you doing the Morehouse and the Sundance thing. That was fake. But
that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Neither of those happened.
I do appreciate that you're trying.
And I said all across the country too. And you have performed all across the country though. I saw the Guthrie.
Yeah. You saw the Guthrie.
And I remember Skeleton Crew. And I was like, that was somewhere else. And then LA. Oh. So sorry, I forgot the introduction, by the way, too. In Christian's introduction, we did All the Way at South Coast Repertory. He played Stokely Carmichael, and I played Bob Moses. That's how I got to meet him. And the thing about Henley, real quick, I gave some love for Story, and I know you just stopped it. Where were you gonna segue? Because I was
me? Nothing.
Were you gonna? Okay, I was gonna say the reason I love and respect Henley. Henley is the person who the very first day of rehearsal, no, not very first day, but about a weekend, we were up on our feet. We were doing a scene. Henley, we were sitting on a bed, because we're supposed to be in a hotel room, and he's like, are you gonna be moving around? Like, what should I stand up here? Whatever. And I said, do what you're gonna do, man. And from honestly, before that moment, I was surprised he asked that question. But then from that moment anymore, this man was there every time. He's got fire in his eyes every time, where he's gonna, whatever he's talking about to you, whatever he's saying to you, he means it 100%. And that's why I've always, no, seriously, that's why I've always I follow you, I respect you. I hope you also heard the wisdom one, because normally I don't say shit like that, but I mean it. And like the Henley is the type of person you're gonna be seeing him for the rest of your life, because he's one of those innovator, a person who is really looking at the world in a different way. And I like that. I know, and I did. I saw that all the way. I was like, he's seriously, you got laughs every time, because it was like, and it's not going for laughs. It was just like, the fuck. It was that the fuck is going on here, which people like.
And look, I appreciate
which you have. It's not fake. It's not.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
What is going on?
What's going on? What's going on? So
sorry.
It's true. No, and actually, I really appreciate that, and the whole wisdom thing. I do find myself to be a pretty wise guy, but that's a wise guy. No, that's a joke. But I mean, I do appreciate that. Thank you. Likewise, right? Reflected right back to you. But this isn't about us right now.
No. So AWOL. So we got that premiering, and then hold on. What was the other one I had for you? Was
I did go to Morehouse. I did do the Sundance thing.
Yeah, no, but
added something.
Chris's comedy, story wise, what's going on there? What's the Instagram Chris's comedy?
Okay, I got an Instagram thing. You're really taking away from my next slide opportunity, by the way.
Oh my goodness, no, go do that one. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
We'll talk about. So this Chris's comedy is my Instagram that I really implore all of you guys to go to, because I'm going to be coming at you guys with the fire. Okay, kind of like the feeling you're getting from this thing here, but like real fire. I'm going to be telling stories on my Instagram that I believe are funny. You might be able to find some funny in them, but it's real life. Everything that I'm telling you is real life. And
the alarm.
But the alarm is real life.
Everything I'm telling you is real life. And what I'm going to be doing.
Yes, but that's a constant reminder that, Jog, you're just not where you want to be. You know what I mean? Like that thing up there is just constant. Like in my, I can't sleep. That thing is just like, wake up. You gotta work. You got work to do. Wake up. Hey,
wake up.
And I think, we're here. You need to work. I swear, that's what that thing.
Are you working on fixing this?
Honestly, exactly. It's like a joke back into like, hey, this is your reality, buddy. Until you
do this, you're not going to do anything else.
Beeping. It's like when you're driving in the car and you don't have your seatbelt on, and the thing just keeps beeping, but you're just trying to drive. It's like, no, we're not going to give you any peace. We're just beeping until you
do it.
We're
just going to keep going.
Exactly. So
anyway, sorry, Chris's comedy, telling stories.
So yeah, I'm just going to be telling stories, and hopefully, ideally, I'm going to be converting those stories into visuals, into segments and little sketches that I will be putting on my Instagram. And yeah, my goal is to be a social media influencer. I'm 30 years old, but I want to start now. I want to be a social media influencer. That sounds crazy and like a joke. And I've got about 100 followers right now, and so I know that it sounds crazy.
It's not. It's just, again, it's I love the whole ambiance of it. It's the light in front of your face. It is that fire. It is the beep. Listen, let me tell you. I'm 30 years old, but let me tell you, I am.
But the thing, I am going. I want to.
Let me tell you a little story.
Watch me do it. I'm sorry. I told them not to trust Kevin free. I told you not to trust me. Reparations show. And here I am.
I know, because we're going over. I'm sorry, reparations show. We are going over.
You okay? You asked me to do this. Man. You asked me to do
I know, but I do want to hear some. The next slide. Can we? I do want to hear what was what was the next one you were going to do?
Real briefly. Can I get the next slide, please?
Yeah, please.
All right, thank you.
Because there's actually like 10 that we have.
There's a lot of slides, so I guess I'll get to the larger ones.
Do it, man. We got time.
Across the county, not country. You see what I mean? Across the county of Los Angeles, many children are exposed to severe trauma: physical abuse, sexual abuse, domestic violence, drug addiction, neglect, mental illness, and poverty. As a result of this trauma, they may become violent at school, involved in et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's the context of our show, is that we are taking this very human experiences and highlighting the positive and the negative in this show, and the humanity, the deep humanity in this world, and showing you how we grow and hope in these types of environments. Anyway, next slide, please. Next slide, please. That's the other one. Audience, we can just move past that, please. Next slide, please.
We don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah, so AWOL. So the story. Basically, AWOL is the story of Christian, I'm Christian, an idealistic, inexperienced school aide's introduction to the city's most problematic, violent, and demanding students at a failing non-public school. Okay? So Christian is a high-achieving recent graduate who hopes to reach back into the school to help the most challenged youth. He applies to Garden Grove Academy and is thrown into the dichotomy of the white savior complex, which is a real thing, and which is what we see in all these movies and honestly in real life, because the majority and the bulk of the population at this school is Black and brown, but then the administration and the people who profit from this situation are white. So there is an issue there, in my opinion. And essentially, I want the show AWOL to kind of dispel and work against and kind of unravel some of that narrative that we always get as far as the white savior in these underprivileged, underserved Black communities.
Yeah.
To disrupt in the dichotomy of the white savior and the marginalized family dynamic, the traumatized student and the underpaid teacher, and the divide between hope and apathy in an at-risk educational system. Oh, there it is. And
so when do you? Because I know you already said, because I had asked if there was still the GoFundMe, and you said y'all already raised the money. So when should we expect? Like, are y'all going to start filming soon? Like when are what's like the next step for it? Yeah.
To be honest, so with this and with our script, we've actually been pitching it to network around town.
Yeah.
And we got some bites.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Right now, I mean, just to be honest, it's in talks. Actually, we're actually in talks with a major network. Boom. They didn't tell me I couldn't say it. I would say it, but I guess a bit of me is like, maybe I shouldn't. I'll hold it. But yeah, man.
But no, that's amazing, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, and like in a very serious way. So, we raised over the course of 30 days. We raised $20 grand.
Yeah.
And then from that, we just sought to like kind of work on this thing, hire some writers, hire people, develop digital developers to do this thing. Yeah. So now we're out, and if this doesn't happen, if like a big network doesn't pick it up and turn it into something larger, then we'll just do it ourselves. We are not currently having any donations, but if you feel so inclined and you feel passionate about the project,
we love a little bit. We
can use a little.
We have raised the money, but I mean, if you'd like to send me money,
the money we raised so much. It's not like what I mean. But like, this is the Reparations show.
It's literally that is the title. So if
it is the Reparations. So if you want to help someone who's trying to help himself and help others, then my Cash App. To be honest, my Cash App is the money sign CJOEHEN. That's cash sign CJOEHEN. C Joe-hen. And then you can in the memo write for AWOL.
Okay.
And anything, not everything counts. 10 cents, $10.
I'll take anything.
We'll take anything, to be honest with you, because we can use it. So and the goal, just so everyone knows, I actually haven't said this publicly yet, but this is the goal. The goal of the show, so everyone knows, because like I said, the crew, they're predominantly educators, is to make money from this show and to open an independent learning center so that we can do what this place is doing wrong. We can seek to try to do it right. So the goal of this show, this thing will not be finished, but just when the show is produced. This thing will be finished when there is a brick and mortar building standing.
When there's actually, the actual end product is not to have a finished show, is to have an answer for like what you saw, what you saw that you weren't. I mean, that it's not. It wasn't agreeable, honestly. And it's like, I mean, I think the reason I really bond with you as well with Story, it's like to see it's constantly seeing the injustices every day in life. It's not like, of course, always be at the protests, be at anything that you can to say things are not going well, but it will almost always be happening every day. Yeah. And it's like for that school, I remember when you were describing those stories, and let me tell you, Henley and I both, we don't stay with jobs long, but that was one where I was like, get out of there, man, because it doesn't sound like, again, the reason we don't stay there long is because why I think I vibe with you is it seems like most of the time the way that the institution is run, it's not to a point that it could be to the best. Maybe they were doing it well at one point. Maybe they were never doing it well. Yeah. But there's a lot of times where I'm in an institution and it's like, I don't know, somewhere y'all forgot it. And now the energy's down and the thing isn't working. And now we're just going to keep clocking in until...
It's very predatory. I mean, not in like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
I'm just talking about very parasite prey type situation or whatever. You know what I mean? Just like predator prey type situation when people are leeching. It feels like very much we're being leached.
And you want to change, that, man. And
that's whatever I can.
However you can, because you've seen it now, and it's like I can't act like I didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's this project, man. And
hell yeah! Well, yeah. I both fingers praying for you. Of course, keeping you posted on what happens with it, and I'm sure something's going to happen with it because it really is. It's detailed enough. It's specific enough that like I can't wait to see what happens next. But before I let you go, last thing I will say. I'm gonna let you I'm gonna let you go. I'm sorry. I know you're like Jordan. There's nothing else I can say, but I did want to say the only other story that I knew who Henley was is there was a day where I was sitting in the dressing room and I saw the back of Henley's head and it had a patch, and I thought he always had a patch. I was like, "What's that doing there?" And Henley was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "You have a patch. Did you like hurt yourself?" And he looked and he was like, "What is this?" I was like, "It's a patch." And he's like, that's never been there. And we were all getting haircuts for the show. And so Henley had just gotten a haircut and he didn't know for sure, but he was like, I think I got nicked. So the next time he got a haircut, why don't you take over the story, Henley? What did the barber say?
Because I was growing my hair. Actually, ironically, I was growing my hair then, as I am right now, to grow locks. So it was important to keep.
Yeah, you're going back to locks. I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was growing my hair out, and you caught attention to this gaping hole in the back of my hair. Because I had my hair was a little bit longer than this actually, and I had a big back there, and I was like, well, I didn't even. I'm touching it. And when the next time I get my haircut, I asked the barber, I say, "Hey man, I think I got a little, a patch back here. Did you?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, man. You always have that." And this is the man that's been cutting my hair for like the past 4 weeks, There was no patch.
That's always been there.
There was no patch. And I don't have a patch today. I've never had a patch in my life. Except after this barber nicked me. And then I called him out about it. Or I tried to ask him politely.
Well, the day that Henley was telling the story, we then all went out for drinks after, and he was there that day. And Henley was like, "Should I ask him about it?" And I said, "Why wouldn't you ask him about it? That's what happened today." Yes. And he asked, and I remember, didn't he double down?
Yeah, he was like, "Man, you had that patch. Don't tell me.
This is my job. I've seen hundreds, thousands of heads.
You got a disease. You've got the disease. You're unhappy."
But it wasn't. That's what I like too. It wasn't actually that he was trying to deny it fully. He was like, "Oh, it was both times." It was like, "Oh, that's been there. That's old news."
And I'm over here like, what? I got a patch in the back of my head.
So ever since, so he also had a fake mustache for that show, and so there was a picture we took where he put the fake mustache on the patch, and it almost sufficed, but it was noticeable. It was noticeable, which is at the very least.
Very, very. Thank you. You really make me feel good about it.
But it's back. No, it's back now, and that was the test. That was what?
I had to go on stage like that with the patch.
I know, and that was the test. You were like, well, I guess we're gonna see if I actually always had that in my life. And sure enough, because you came and moved to New York that year, and over the course of that year, I never saw that patch again. So it's never been there. Anyways, Henley, I love you, man. I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah,
and really, again, I cannot wait to see what happens next with AWOL. So keep me posted.
I appreciate that, Jordan. And again, like Story, thank you so much, Reparations Show, for having me. It's been a ton of fun, Jordan. You're the best. Thank you. And I think you have some wisdom up there too. Just gotta check.
Appreciate that, sir. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right,
you just got you check it out every once in a while.
Check this out. All right, man. Take care, guys.
Peace, dude. All right, y'all. Now I'm gonna turn it over to Kevin R. Free because I definitely did go over time, and he told me I wasn't going to, and I did. So Kevin R. Free, take it over. Hit us with the next. Laughing maniacally.
I'm laughing at you just because, I told you were going to go over because you're going to have a good time with your friends. The sad thing is I'm cutting my segment for tonight. We're going to air it next week.
No, okay. I'm so sorry. I did
Jordan, it's not that big a deal.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I only said that to make you feel bad. Did it work?
It did. Story already made me feel bad. I missed the audition. I never apologized. Christian told me, why haven't you apologized?
Well,
and now you're saying
this is what we do on the Reparations Show. We make reparations to the people who have wronged you or you have wronged.
Well, I'd also like to say too, before I guess, because it might seem like we're wrapping up pretty soon, I want to say as well that Kevin R. Free, of course, as well with the rest of this list, fits in to the wise category. Nyla, Morgan, Joey, Erez, and I call you Kevin. I call you Frank, but your real name is Kevin. I want to say I appreciate all of y'all for putting this on, but especially Kevin. I've known you the longest. That I really, since meeting you, I knew that that you know what you want to do and who you are, and you make that happen every day. And that's why I wasn't surprised that you made this thing. And I think it's great. And I can't wait to keep seeing more episodes, man. And thank you for asking me. Seriously.
Jordan, thank you very much. That's very nice. I was supposed to thank you first, but now that you've thanked me, I'm not going to thank you at all.
Because it's going to be, yeah.
Why would I do that? Because I'm not grateful.
I don't know what you did tonight.
You have ruined
I'm not grateful.
Everything. I've actually started writing the Gwen Guthrie story so that Story Ayers can star in it. I just started writing it.
Okay.
While you were talking to Christian.
Okay.
Christian can be in that too. I'm going to cast both of them, and then I'm going to tell you that I'm going to cast you, but never cast you.
And then never do it?
Yeah, I'm going to be like your friends.
That's how I know you are my true friend.
That's how you know.
Jordan, all right, Kevin.
Listen.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Of course.
My throat hurts from laughing so hard from before the show even started. I always have a good time with you, and I knew that you would have a good time on the show. So I want to thank you very much. I will see you after the show in the green room, and then I'm going to go away so that you can close out the show if you have more to say.
Okay. All right, Kevin. All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. That was the Reparations Show. Bye, y'all. See you next time.